receiving the light from a million years ago. That star right over there. It looked like that 1 million years ago. It doesn't look like that right now.
It's probably gone right now.
It's probably not.
Yeah, that's why there's the expression, if somebody says, like, they wished upon a star, you can just say, well, it's too late, because that star doesn't even exist anymore.
Just crush those fucking
That star is dead. Give up on your dreams.
That star is dead, and so are your dreams. Move on.
Dude, what if we had a time-lapse camera and we could just watch the fucking sky rotate?
Take a while, wouldn't it?
Yeah, man. It kind of creeps me out, though, looking at it like this. It's just so void that it's kind of scary.
What, the sky?
Yeah.
Why is
Well,
that...
the idea that if you put the sky as the only thing in your vision, it's pretty crazy. Like, it's pretty wild.
It's not quite the only thing in my vision. I can still see, like, the bleachers to my left.
No, put your hands on the other side of your eyes, right?
Oh, Christ.
Right? And all you can see is the sky.
Dude, wait, this is actually weird. Okay, so yeah, if you look straight up at the sky and you move your hands to either side of your eyes and block out anything,
you can only see sky.
if you see just sky, it is weird. You're just like, what am I looking at?
You were looking at the vastness of...
There's not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah, you're looking at the rest of the universe, I guess.
There's so much that we can't see that if
But
we
why
were in
is
like
the
a
universe... Why is...
rural
Of all, like, concepts
area
of,
like that, we could see it.
But of all, like, concepts of, like, existence, how come the one that we have, speaking of our universe, how come it's, like, black with, like, these little white dots in the sky? How come the void of space isn't green or you know, some other... Why is it...
Well, the thing is, like, space itself isn't black.
It's a void. There is no color.
Exactly. There's no color, so...
And black is the lack of color.
Or is it all
black
color?
Black is no color. It's the absence of color.
It's the absence of light.
Yeah.
And color is only, like, you're only
There's no
able to
light in
perceive
space.
color based on the way light...
Exactly.
For example, like, if we were in a completely dark room, you wouldn't be able to, like, tell what color my shirt is. You wouldn't even be able to... Yeah, exactly.
Because your shirt has no color.
My shirt doesn't actually have any color.
Well, this
The
is
way
interesting.
black and white movies work is the way that the universe actually is. That's how dogs see it, etc.
We perceive light in different
We
ways.
perceive light, that's just a human trait based on the way light reflects off objects.
Right.
So
It's an
when
evolutionary trait. It's to help us survive.
So yeah, Kevin, when we say that the universe is black and not, green, it's because, like, it's the lack of light.
But, like, why are there these things called stars? And, like, why are there galaxies?
Well, stars are like other suns, and they also have planets around them and stuff.
Yeah, but, like...
Not
like,
these stars,
why
because...
do they exist?
They're not there anymore, but they did.
Why do they exist?
Yeah, why does...
Well, you're basically asking, why does the universe at all exist?
And I was about to ask that.
I mean, look, it's kind of interesting because, like, if you think about it, like, it's very... We don't know of, like, life beyond Earth, and
I'm
for
sure
all
there
we
is.
know, there are other planets wondering the exact same shit. And that might be, like, the genius of creation, or, like, how the universe, like, started. If
Right.
you think about the universe, like, still just starting.
Right.
It could be that life began on all these, like, different planets spread apart from each other, and then each of them, it was their goal to find life on other planets.
Well, who knows?
I mean, who knows? I mean,
I think life is just a chemical reaction. I believe that's
I
well,
mean,
like,
ultimately, yes.
ultimately, yes, but, like, it's more special. It's special, though.
No, it's not.
it
yeah.
is. It is.
It's way more complex than.
It's precious. It's not precious to us because we live on a planet full of it, but we don't know of any life beyond Earth. So
Like,
realistic.
No, there's bacterial life on Mars. That was proven.
Okay, well, yeah, bacteria is one of the 6 kingdoms, or there's 2 kingdoms of
But
bacteria.
yeah, bacteria kind of doesn't really count. We're talking about like sentient life.
Yeah, we're talking
Like
about sentient
blood.
life, like anything like animals or animals. Humans are
Any form
part
of
of the
animal.
animal kingdom.
But you know what's
Any
cool?
I don't know
animals,
about animal life on it.
any animal life are like intelligent animals, I guess. Yeah.
If we were on a completely different planet right now, and we looked up into the sky from a fucking field in the middle of nowhere, we would see the exact same thing we see here. Well, with star positions changing, obviously.
Yeah, but
Well, you'd be very
It would
similar.
look-
are there fields on other planets, Kevin?
Well, if there's plant
I'm
life,
kidding.
then
That's a
yes.
dumb question. Yeah, no,
No,
obviously.
but there might not be plant life.
There's
What if-
gotta
what
be
if everything's like a photosynthesis feeder. There's no need for plant life. And like there's organisms that survive that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is like that's the question. Is like, the only other planet in like our solar system that has like there's only like a few planets that have like a legitimate surface and like somewhat of an atmosphere like Earth.
Right.
And one of them is Mars, which has a smaller atmosphere than Earth, and no life on it, but it still has a surface. Whereas like
Right.
planets like Jupiter, it's just a gas giant. Like there's no like surface on
It's
it.
just gas.
Yeah, it's just gas.
Exactly.
You know, and it's huge, by the way. It's like 10 times the size of Earth or
Hey, you guys
something.
want to walk laps on the track and talk about this?
No, I like lying down, dude.
I like the stars, man.
Dude, we had to lie down.
I want to walk around.
No, man.
I have this weird.
Yeah, dude, you
like,
have to go
burst of
way. You have to
energy.
go way out from human civilization to see like everything there is in the sky.
I'm gonna get up and
Oh
pace.
yeah. I mean, I wish that we could get to the point where we could explore this all in like my lifetime. That's not gonna happen.
I know, dude. This is why I like reading, science fiction books about this because.
It's really the closest we can ever come.
Oh no, exactly.
Because we're never gonna like.
But imagine.
We
imagine
in our
Here's
lifetime, the best we're gonna
here's
get
a
is
proposition
Mars.
for you because look,
Which would still be pretty cool, 'cause
I've always
Earth
felt-
would look like one of these stars.
I've always
That
felt
would be cool.
Yeah.
I've
Mars
always
looks like one of
I've
these
always felt like imagination is like probably the greatest ability humans have. Like the ability to perceive of something that doesn't exist or hasn't existed,
Right.
but to just like conjure up images of it and like ideas, not necessarily purely from nothing, but based on something that isn't reality that is known. But the idea to it's like interesting because like if we didn't have that ability to wonder, would we have any if we didn't have that ability to wonder, we wouldn't have any need to leave because we wouldn't care.
Exactly.
So
That's not
I think that's why like imagination is a great gift because like if we didn't have that sense of wonder, would we like we wouldn't even be where we are today without it.
Yeah, I mean,
and we wouldn't
imagination
progress
is-
from
is-
here.
Is a large contributor
It's
to
the,
why
without
concepts are
imagination,
here
we couldn't
today.
progress at all.
Exactly.
There is no progress without
Yeah.
imagination.
That's why like I hate when people say that like stories that like involve like you're using your imagination are like a waste of time. I just don't like
no.
being
It's
yeah.
imagination is incredibly. I think creative pursuits are so undervalued in society, and like pushing your creativity is something that we don't really. I just feel like creativity isn't valued as highly
It's
as
one
it
of the
needs
best
to.
ways when it comes to like being creative. That's like in my honest opinion, because like look, there's 7 million people on Earth, so probably the majority of the people on Earth like constantly are facing this like dilemma of like, look, there are so many people. How do I stand out? In my honest opinion, if you like are a very creative person and you like put your ideas out there through like a form of like media, like art or a movie or a book or a song or anything like that, that's one of the best ways to stand out. Because like
Yeah.
not everybody thinks of the exact same things. So if you
Exactly.
put your creativity out there, that's unique in a way.
Exactly.
Even if people have thought about it the same concept, they haven't thought about it in the same way.
Right.
So that's one of the best ways to stand out in my honest opinion.
I really think that. I think I don't want to bitch about the school system, but I almost have no. For me, it's impossible not to because I hate it so much, and I really think it is something that suppresses our creativity.
Unless you're in art class, but even then they'll have guidelines of what you can do.
Even
that-
art class
even that-
sucks because like you
In
get
the
like
class that expresses creativity the
basically
most,
John,
like,
what you're asking for though is like a school system where like you're not graded based on like efficiency.
I just don't. Exactly, but I think
That's
that
why you couldn't be a
efficiency is
teacher.
Too highly valued.
What if you had two
Academic
separate grade
teacher.
types? Like you'd have a grade for efficiency and a grade for creativity. You'd have both.
How would you be graded on creativity though? To be fair,
Well, how abstract your ideas are. I mean, one can't really
No,
be
that
because
you
technically,
couldn't.
when it comes to
You
creativity,
couldn't
there
be
is no.
graded on
That's
there
the
is
thing,
no
you
wrong
can't be-
answer.
no, Kevin,
Idea
that's the
of
thing.
Grading and creativity is ridiculous.
you can't grade.
That's the
You
problem.
can't
I'm
grade
talking
creativity
about- I'm talking about
because like
Art
look
class
think about
is
it.
absurd.
No, but grading is
Look,
the wrong
let me
way to
make a point. Like, okay, if you think of something that's like super creative, like all right, Lord of the Rings, I think is super creative because I love reading fantasy, and
Right.
it's the book from which literally all modern fantasy has come from.
Right.
So for that reason, I think it's very creative. For some people, they just say, I don't think it is. It's just like
didn't it steal out of a lot of other?
it's
similar
stole
series and stuff?
from like mythology, yeah, but all writers do that.
Right. No, but I mean,
Yeah,
didn't it
they-
steal from like other
No.
movies and stuff at the time? From what I heard.
Lord of the
No.
Rings?
Yeah.
No.
Oh no, maybe I was Harry
There
Potter.
weren't many movies. Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. That's the problem is like because when he wrote Lord of the Rings, he wasn't stealing because there wasn't a fantasy market.
Right.
Now there is, and
Right.
there's so many products in it. Is that no matter what you write, unless you write like, no matter what you write, you're guaranteed to, like, somebody's going to say, like, oh, this is basically this with, like, this change added in. And if you write something, that's, like, you know, totally fresh and totally new, that on its own is, like, got its own stereotype about it. Like, oh, yeah, they're just trying to be new, but they're not going to be new.
Right.
And if it's too new, like, it's too unfamiliar, then you're actually going to turn off people.
Right.
Because they're going to be like, I don't want this.
People aren't ready for it.
I want some comfortable, like, familiarity. Yeah.
A lot of people aren't willing to step out of their comfort zone. For me,
I mean, yeah, I have a comfort zone when it comes to, like, reading and stuff. Yeah, definitely.
But I think we strive when we're not in our comfort zone.
I think we strive when we're in our comfort zone. I think we learn when we're out of our comfort zone.
We learn what. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Actually, it's a good one.
It's probably the only good point Kevin's ever
I
made.
may
in
have
this
actually, Kevin. That's legitimately
I
the
can quote
smartest.
that.
Kevin, I'm
You
gonna
can
tell
quote
this
it
right
because
now, and I
Kevin,
think this
you're
is the nicest way
Kevin, you're
possible.
on
You
record.
have peaked.
Kevin,
That moment right there, that is your peak. You will never say anything, do anything. You will never get past that.
Kevin, you're on
That is
that.
the
What you
smartest
just said
thing
is on a
you
recording
ever
right now.
say.
So I will find what you said and I will tell you what it was, so you can write down it in. And you can write a journal entry about it, like the time I said something special.
Right.
Like,
If you died now, you will have lived out the entire purpose of your life. You will never do
It's over.
anything.
yeah, what's that quote that goes with the movie Braveheart? All men die, but not all men have lived.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a good.
That's
Yeah,
a great quote.
I mean, that's open to interpretation, but yeah, it's a great quote.
But what defines a man living?
I mean, like to be fair, like in scientific terms, we are living right now.
Right.
But like
I'm talking about in terms of life experiences. What does it mean to really live?
in terms of like human experiences, like it's up to each person.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when you have you experienced,
I would say doing.
die, do you feel fulfilled on your deathbed?
I'm sure most people do.
I mean, it depends, dude.
don't
I mean,
necessarily-
First off, if you have the time to like know in advance when you're gonna die, and you have the time to reflect on your life, and like think, how have I fulfilled it
That
and
reminds me
everything,
of a quote
that's
I-
like not. First off, that's not a blessing everybody gets. Some people die completely unexpectedly, and they don't even have time to reflect that.
no.
So that on its own is a blessing, by the way, to know that you're going to die in advance. Or at the same time, it's a curse because you know you're going to die, so maybe that affects your behavior. But
if you're aware of your death, do you?
and you're like willing to accept it, then that's a good way to go.
And are you able to say, look back, like, are you able to come to terms? And even if you don't know when you're gonna die, like you aren't aware of that, Kevin, stop it.
Okay.
No. You're ruining this whole
If
thing.
you're wait.
This is what I'm talking about.
No, seriously, John, what were you saying?
Go
All
on.
right. Okay, see,
God damn it, Kevin. Just
Just
shut
keep
up.
going. He didn't say anything. He was
I just
throwing
did.
little-
I just undid.
He was throwing turf turds at me.
John, you're going to forget your point.
Okay. Shit, what was I talking about? See?
Dying.
Death-
Dying. You were talking about dying.
accomplishment.
So, like, even if you don't know that your death is coming, are you able to say, or can you wake up one morning and be like, if I died today, I would feel I could be content with that.
No, that thought never goes.
Dude,
through my head.
that's the thing, though. Yes, it has, Kevin.
Well, occasionally, yeah, but
Like,
Look, dude, if
have
I
you ever
died right now,
basis.
legitimately been able to answer yes.
if I died right now, I obviously wouldn't feel content because I'm only 18 and there's
Right,
so
and
much
I've
stuff I
only-
can
yeah.
do. However, I personally feel like I've done a lot more in my 18 years. Like, I've thought about more in my 18 years than most 18-year-olds have.
Yeah.
So at the
No,
same
I
time,
feel like-
if I died as compared to the average 18-year-old, I personally feel like I've done more than them.
Yeah, I feel more fulfilled than most 18-year-olds, and
Yeah.
it's a slight hint
But
of
what if all 18-year-olds feel that way about themselves?
They don't. That's the thing is, I don't think they do.
no. I think there's a lot of people who are really afraid of death. Like, I don't fear death personally.
Oh, I do.
I don't really have a fear of death, and what people really
Like,
fear.
I'm with John. Like,
When
I
you-
think what the mentality is, you don't fear death, but you want to avoid it
No, no,
because
no.
you're alive and you might as well. It's kind of
Well, it's
You
a
want to
human-
avoid
it's
it because
human nature.
you have no idea if there's anything beyond death. Look, like Plato talks about this when he was like he knew Socrates talked about this. You know, he knew he was going